Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I have my very first video that I'm putting out, and this is messages from the divine to the first part of the video will be healing, and of course Archangel Raphael wants to remind us that before we can enter anything we need to first love ourselves and take care of ourselves. So the very first card that we have here is do more research. So healthcare is partnership between a patient and a healer and God. This card serves us as a reminder that it's important to fulfill our role. Don't remain passive. Instead, listen to the divine whispers within your thoughts and feelings, which are the voices of God, guiding your steps in the healing process. Trust your feelings and know that you have rights and options. Get a second, third, or fourth opinion. Read the latest studies about any conditions that you may have. Speak up, ask a healthcare provider any questions. Look into alternative healing or alternative healthcare. Be open-minded about alternative treatments also. And here's a prayer. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly and gently leading me to the information I need to know for my well-being. Please give me the courage to be assertive as I take charge of my healthcare needs. And the next card that came up is Detoxification. Now I will also mention some of the very specifics that really stand out. So for this, you're highly sensitive to chemicals and you're being recommended to detoxify. Change your diet, maybe to organic or more natural diet, and avoid preservatives, sugars, and other chemicals. Avoid recreational substances such as alcohol, drugs, caffeine, sugar, and nicotine. Also, you need to steer away from any environmental irritants and chemical substances that come to mind, or any substance use that comes to mind first is usually the one that you're being guided to detoxify yourself against. And another thing, because there is so much of charged energy right now, he's really making reference that we need to have a detoxifying sea salt bath and clear away negative energies. You might also need to look at your relationships. There's those of us that have toxifying relationships or are in a toxic relationship, and that needs to change. You need to change your situation into being more positive and optimistic. So, and also relook at your medications. You might need to make some sort of changes in that. And a prayer here. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for cleaning up my body, mind, and life so I may happily and healthily live free of chemicals. And the next card is Good Night Sleep. So the quality of your sleep may be something that needs to be looked at, and that could be caused by mind being busy with worry or stress. You're feeling body tension due to maybe perhaps excess caffeine, and that also goes with this detoxifying card here. So when you wish to fall asleep, Call upon Raphael and imagine talking to him about your concerns. Tell him all your thoughts, fears, and wishes. When you complete, ask the Archangel to allow your mind and body to rest peacefully. And you might want to look at going on some sort of retreat or just to revive your body and spirit. Having a fun day for yourself really does rejuvenate your mind. Let go of control issues and go with the flow to release tension. And so again, be more positive and optimistic with your situation. And know that you are safe. Invest in a comfortable bed or some allergen-free bedding, and adjust your schedule to have at least 8 hours of sleep. Then here's our prayer. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me relax and sleep deeply, for I know that you are guiding, healing, and protecting me while I rest. Then the last card for our healing messages is avoid allergens. So again, I also see a synchronicity here with allergens, sleep, caffeine, detoxifying. So also again, check your diet first. And check your home for any allergens. And so your allergens may be a food allergy or something in your home. So avoid any toxic irritants. Reduce your cravings. So again, detoxify yourself and detoxify your home. Release addictions to God and Raphael. Once again, we have addictions coming up. Attend a 12-step program to heal any allergy-based addictions. And it's time to move to a healthier environment. Again, I see that this can be also an irritant of a relationship. So your environment is really being brought into light. Make sure your pillows and covers are clean of any dander, feathers, and dirt. And here's our prayer. Dear Archangel Raphael, please assist me in identifying and avoiding allergens that may be toxic to my health and happiness. Help me to only crave healthy foods and beverages. And thank you, Raphael, for stepping forward with these important messages. So the next part of this reading, I had asked the divine what messages they wanted to communicate to the collective right now. And I was only looking for maybe about 5-7 cards, but they seem to have a lot to say about what's going on and what to expect. And it brings forth a really beautiful story. And I would like to really dive into that more with you. So we started off with the 8 of Pentacles. So the divine is really seeing that you've been working really hard on something. And if you see he's really closed off, he's even ignoring all that's what's around him. He's so concentrated and fixated on his own work than anything else. He's not looking and gazing out the window. He's diligently working towards something. And even all this, it's without his reach or without his concern. He's not even looking at what he has created or trying to reach what he has created. He's more focused on what he's working on. And what is he working on? What are you working on? Well, this is our next card. And it's spirituality. What you're doing is you're doing work for that higher power, and this is connecting you to your spirituality, which is connecting you to your higher purpose. This is what you're called upon to do. This is a lot of work within yourself and for our divine, the one above. Then the next card, we have Ace of Cups. So, because you've worked so hard for the divine, for the higher power, the higher power is wanting to reward you. The higher power is seeing the work that you are putting forth towards your mission. And you have seen this yourself. You have felt this within yourself. And you know that, and this is beautiful, guys. This is so beautiful. I'm going to show it to you both at once. Look at this. 10 of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups came out right after the Ace of Cups. So what is the divine wanting to gift you with for all your diligent hard work, all those sacrifices, all those times you didn't go out when you were asked to go out, you stayed back to do your work. You stayed true to your higher self. You stayed true to your divine. You stayed back, and now these rewards is what the divine has in store for you. This is what God has in store for you. You will have that abundance of, that could be money, that could be relationships. Pentacles can be anything that you value. And this here, your 10 of Cups. And also, you see this very happy life here. And it's fulfilling. It's joyful. It's one that there's only one key that's missing, which is what? But the divine masculine. So where is the divine masculine? Okay. Here we are. Guys, I swear. I saw this and I was just as excited to see the Knight of Pentacles here. But the next card that was drawn was the Queen of Wands. And what I saw was he's moved away from her. So there is a divide. This is somebody that you've already met, that you are wanting to be in this picture of happiness, that you're meant to share your happiness with, that comes from the divine. This is a soulmate connection, guys. So their message to you is that this is somebody that has steered away from you. And if you want to know why, it's a woman that is a high priestess. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants. And she is very confident within herself. And she's pushed him away. You may not have seen it, but you pushed him away. And of course, he's what? He's a knight and she's a queen. So maybe he felt insignificant to her. Maybe perhaps he was a little intimidated by this queen energy that knew who she was, knew what she wanted, and it could have scared him away. It maybe her diligent acts of work for the divine to bring him this wonderful life that she knew she was meant to have with doing the work of God. Being so confident in herself may have scared him away or made him feel unwanted. So, that's those cards. Now, what will come? Next card was the Two of Cups. So there's a reunion. I see a reunion coming, and I'm looking at it that this is going to be a divine intervention. So you've done the work for God, and God will be there to help this. So it's a meeting of the minds. This here of how he felt unwanted or intimidated by her. No more will that be in his mind. They're going to actually come to some sort of balance that they will be able to communicate and see each other's perspectives and full values. And I want to say that the divine, the Two Cups are actually these two becoming divine. So he himself has found his divine masculine self. So where he was feeling intimidated in the beginning because of her accomplishments, of your accomplishments, he's now coming back where he himself has gained a little bit of himself in this. The next is Three of Cups. These days here of the diligent hard work is something that you have to be more compromising about in order to have this masculine here. Because he really is looking for more happiness. He wants to feel included, and he wants to rejoice, and he wants to feel this love and this celebration of his value. And when that happens, we have a very passionate love relationship here. And you can see how this is, once again, a soulmate connection. This is divinely brought together. But all good things in great amounts can be bringing out the devil in us. So this here is just a matter of, it's been so long that you two have been apart that when you get together, I see that your passion for each other will probably be the only thing you want to work on, and that there will be something that you guys won't be able to get enough of each other. It will be your favorite part of your day, and probably a big part of your day is just to love each other and find new ways of exploring each other. Because he's awakened, he's now a divine masculine. He knows what it is that he wants. He knows what turns him on. He knows how attracted he is to you, and you've known for a long time how you have wanted this in your life too. So the two of you will be overly passionate. So that there is preceding these two cards. And these all look very good, but there's something else to it. So let me put it to you together. Okay. So, you know, you're going to be having a lot of sex. A lot of sex that really does take your main focus. But we have here the Ace of Wands. And we have the King of Wands. So remember back here, you were working really hard for God. You knew your purpose, your mission. Well, you're being blessed, remember, with all this abundance and abundance of love. But all of a sudden it's overtaken this. This here is what so this here is your purpose. But see, what's happening here is that the hands are not fully holding this in your hands. And it's like this part here has overtaken your purpose, your work again. So it's like you get distracted with all this other great things in your life, the abundance of relationships and joy and passion, and the work's not getting done. But who is this here? You have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is that's your higher power right here, looking down going, oh, wait a minute, you're not getting this stuff done. You're not getting this work done that you were meant to do. And this could also even be the divine masculine, because of course here he's reflected as the Knight of Swords. Here he is, the King of Wands. So he might be looking at it as that you're not putting this work in that he once appreciated about you. But I personally see it as this is God. This is God saying, where did my good worker go? The one that I had blessed with all this greatness. And where is it now? So what happens when we steer off course? Once we get back on, which we will do, because he's upset at the inactivity here. And now we're going to have to reburden ourselves. We're going to have to really dig down. We're going to have to finish off these projects. And once again, this is the 10 of Wands. You're coming close to the end of something. So there's some projects that you could have finished and they're sitting there. And God's going, wait a minute, finish off those projects, get them done. This needs to happen. And our final two cards, here we have the Sun. So here we have the last two cards. We've got the Sun and the Hanging Man. So here, the Sun, you've done this hard work, and now you know who you are, what you mean to the universe, what your mission is, what you need to work on, and what it is that you also need to cut out of your life or minimize. You need a balance so that you keep away from this overindulgence, and you're more balanced about it. You're more in tune with the universe and what you're here to do. And to follow that up, we do have the Hanging Man, and he's knowledgeable, and he makes these choices and these sacrifices based on his knowledge and his purpose. And that's this part of the story. So the two of the Standing Stone. And the Standing Stone is really a representation of the spiritual and the physical coming together into one. And right away we see that this has not been an easy task. There's parts of this path that you've gone through the dark forest to come across this illuminated stone here. So you touching the dark and the light, and coming out of the dark and really being one into the spirituality. So with that is a reward. So again, reward is being brought forth. Then we have the Two of Cups, and here is a wonderful Lover's card, and this shows a reunion and a union of lovers coming together. Then the King of Wands. Which again was, we had a king in the last video, King of Swords. So now we have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is really about someone that has mastered their skill, that has gained wisdom along their journey. This could also demonstrate legal matters or business, the licenses or authority. So career satisfaction could also be demonstrated in this card. I'm seeing it more as coming into that strength of wisdom in your capabilities. The next card that we have is the Green Man. Now in this deck, it's called the Green Man. In any other deck, it would be referred to as the Fool. So surprisingly, the Green Man has a bit of a different feel. And in this one, it's not as much of a take a leap, but this is a fresh start, a new beginning, full of enthusiasm, excitement, spontaneity, being courageous, having potential, being creative. So you may have a creative field that you're looking to be in and mastering, and being fearless. You may want to take a vacation, have some primal energy that you need to release, be innovative, have a sense of innocence. Then there's the Battle Wagon. So again, this card and any other deck would be called the Chariot. So in this one, it's really about self-confidence and personal achievement, leadership. So I feel that you're really being called to be a leader. And this is part of that new beginning that is being talked about. So you've mastered what you were doing. And now a new beginning comes about. And now you're really being called to be a leader and put that into a new light and helping others along the way that may be still lost in the forest and needs a little guidance and direction. Even encouragement can go a long way. And he's very much into the light of God. He is illuminated, and the horses are running rapid, so they're anxious to be on track. So this is a path that you're meant to take. There's no true hesitation or even confusion as to what's to happen next, and you're to share those. Then the last card that we have is the Eight of Chalice. And here it's about a turning point or a new path, a scholarship, advancement, moving to a higher level, changing a social pattern. And this, of course, would definitely, becoming a leader, you are becoming a higher level, and you do change your social. So behind him, he's got all of his cups. All of his cups are standing behind him, and he's contemplating on where do I go now with this? I've accomplished this, but he's almost abandoned it. He's left it, and he's in contemplation. He has with him like a walking stick. He's ready to take on a new path. And even the duck here, he's shaking his wings and drying himself off. He's releasing any of that trapped old and getting ready for something new. So this is the next part for those that were looking for a little bit more information and insight.